This week, it's a race against the clock as I design and build my own tux for Hollywood's biggest night.
Let me go, it's my time. Watch me build another life. Find another space, explore the world and find my place. Hope you find some peace of mind. Hope the night was worth your time. Threw my heart away, we won't see another day. We both know the score, we've been here once before. So many words unspoken, you took my heart, it's already broken. You don't have to wait, I can take the pain. I will surrender, let me go. It's a new adventure. On a new adventure.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Justin, and today we are venturing into clothing design. This is something I've recently gotten into. I've been sewing for a long time, but only recently have I started designing and creating my own clothing. For those of you who don't know me, I am a big movie fan, and for the past almost decade I have been throwing massive Oscar parties, literally designing and creating these parties from scratch, turning my apartment into completely different spaces. It's been so fun for me. This year, however, I decided to do something a little bit different. I have been a member of the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures for almost 2 years now, since it opened. It's one of my favorite places in LA, and if you haven't been, I highly recommend, whether you're visiting or you live in LA. Each year, the Academy throws this massive party at the museum on Oscar night, and instead of throwing my own party this year, I decided to go to theirs. But I didn't want to lose the chance to have some sort of design, so since it's a formal event, I decided to design and create my own tux. Now, this is the biggest sewing project I've undertaken so far, and I only had about 2 weeks to design and build the whole thing. So now we're gonna head to the fabric store so we can start this project. So the original idea for this tux was to build it in a pastel light blue or lavender. But sometimes something just pops out at you and inspiration changes. I couldn't get this burgundy wine fuchsia satin that I had seen out of my head, and I figured that was probably a good sign, so we went in a different direction. So I created a mock-up of the pattern last night. I think I'm just gonna keep the shawl collar because one, it'll be a little bit more classic, and two, I'll know all the pattern pieces fit perfectly exactly together and it'll be a lot sharper. But that is why I do a mock-up in muslin, just so that I can, one, see if the fits can be right, and two, if I'm gonna try new weird things, it's good to do it on cheap muslin instead of my actual fabric. So I feel good about that. I'm gonna start cutting out the pieces on the actual fabric we bought. My goal for today is to get all of that cut out so that I can just construct this week and then spend the following week really tailoring it and fine-tuning it before the show. All right, so we flipped the satin fabric to the other side. We're gonna use the crepe side for the main part of the suit, and then the satin is obviously gonna be the lapels, and it's gonna be on the trim of the pockets. And I might do the side tie that I'm gonna do in satin as well. Still up for debate. Maybe I'll do it both ways and see which way I like the best. So we have all of the pattern pieces cut out and marked. Took forever, but we got it done. Now we can begin construction. We are making progress. We have both of the fronts done now, a lot of the detail work. We have another double welt pocket down here on the bottom that turned out a lot nicer than the other side. And then I have the welt up here, just a fully functional pocket, both of them. I hate pockets. It is my least favorite thing to do now in sewing, and I haven't been sewing that long. But this is a good start, and now I think the next step's gonna be working on the back of the jacket and actually starting to see some of it come together, which I'm excited about. Best sewing tip I ever received: press your seams. Alright, per usual, this hem gave me a lot of trouble. I got one sleeve completely done, needs to get pressed on the outside here, but I'm actually really loving the finish on this. It's looking really clean. I still need to make the buttonholes and add the buttons, obviously, and press this. But that's one arm complete. I really want to get them both attached today. Moment of truth. All right, so we need to do some, obviously I need to finish the hems, and I need to do some tailoring on the sides to get it just to lay a little bit nicer. But this is a good layout, and I need to start the pants. This is a solid start. I was afraid this would happen, but I have run out of my color of thread. I grabbed all of the color that they had at the Joann's closest to me, and I was hoping it would be enough, but I don't have enough to finish the pants, so I need to go across town to the other Joann's, and fingers crossed that they have more of that color. Otherwise, I'm going to have to improvise. So ignore my wavy morning hair, which looks awful, whatever. So I just added the top part to these pants, finished the belt loops, and did the fasteners, which I still need to perfect because that's not closing correctly. I thought I was making a pair of pants that was actually going to be a little bit bigger for me, but because this is an old pattern, these pants are so tight. I'm like barely holding on now. I'm actually afraid that these fasteners are gonna like break open. Anyway, so pants are really high-waisted, but they are on. You know what? I have only a couple days, so as long as I have pants at this point, I'm gonna call that a win. So I'm just gonna keep going with a lot of the detail work. I still need to hem them, obviously. But you know what? Not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it as a win. And if you're ever in LA during Oscar week, there are a ton of events open to the public that I highly recommend checking out. So we made it downtown. We're gonna go to FIDM, the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandise. I don't know. They do a costume exhibit of all the nominees and a lot of the other movies throughout the year. So we're gonna check that out between events at the Academy Museum. Good morning. It is Oscar Sunday, day of the show, and we have a lot to do. I'm gonna go run a couple errands before we start getting ready. So, day of the show, let's go. Right, suit is steamed. At least one of us is ready. Need to finish getting ready. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed. We have a lot more projects coming, so please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Thanks, guys.